Because for all of the women in your bloodline, he said this is the work of Satan. And we don't believe in Satan. We don't believe in Satan or your God. And we don't believe in you either. You can block your ass. See how they come in here? See how them type of beings that come in here while I'm talking about the dearly departed, the ancestors? Got to be some type of pink man or something, because a lot of them got devils in their blood. Them people, you know, they sold to demonic forces in order to take over this land. Proof of this is in the Pentagon. We went over this yesterday, right? Let me get a 9 in the comments section. Not to my 1089TEK community members, but everybody that doesn't belong to our community, put a 9 in the comment section if you were here yesterday. So I know what I don't have to keep going back over again. Right? But I told y'all about the branch of the military. And their headquarters is called the Pentagon. And the Pentagon sits in the center of the pentagram. And the pentagram is an upside down pentacle, right? It makes the face of a goat. The name of that goat is Mendez. Some people call it Baphomet. Some of you may call it Capricorn. Some of you may call it Pan. Some of you may call it Krampus. But when them pilgrims, them Puritans and Quakers first came over here on what they're referring to as the Mayflower, which is symbolic of the Mayfair, which is an honor and veneration of Samhain, where they get the word Satan from. That's why they call this country Uncle Sam, because it's talking about Sam Hain. And they came over here desolate, right? Say, when is your book dropping? Negativity. It's, good things come to those that wait, and great things take time. Good things come to those. When are you going to join the 1089TEK community? The book's coming, though. Y'all got to realize I'm just one person. I'm working on 7 books right now. I done already wrote 7 books. I give y'all 2 of them for free once you join the community. I got 3 of them available on my website right now that you guys can get. But when I finish with that negativity, boy, woo! He said, I tried to. All right, don't try, do it. Right? Then what's on your hand? That's Gregory Grabavoy codes and sigils. Right? That's what I got on my hand. If you know, you know. That's why I be telling y'all to join the tech community. Because if I go too in depth in detail with a lot of things, TikTok blocks my line. Y'all tap that screen for me. I got to get me some water. Because we about to go all the way in. We about to go in. Y'all tap that screen. For water. Yeah, I hope that answered your question. We got over 200 members. To be accurate, we got 212 members. Everybody don't be, y'all don't be coming into the tech space. And when we leave off of here, we going into the 1089 room, where I know my live can't be blocked, where I pretty much control the ins and outs of what go on in on my own platform, right? But I'm here for you guys because y'all not pouring no libations for your grandmothers and grandfathers. You're not. You need to. You don't have an altar in your home, right? You're not making no offerings. You're not connecting to your dearly departed on a consistent basis. I had one being when he first came to me, he was like, yeah, I pour a libation every 30 days. I said, why is that? I don't know. Somebody told me to do it. Y'all better stop listening to these goofies. And then he said, oh, now I do it every 10 days. No, nigga, do that shit every day. That's how you begin your day, is pouring a libation. You follow? That brother started doing that shit. He started getting instantaneous results. You don't have to take my discourse to do that. You don't have to purchase nothing from my website to do that. I tell you to do it and you get on it. One of my newly appointed students, he's been cycled through a year now, right? He started off just pouring a libation. He was displaced when he came to me. And he started off pouring a libation, and now that brother got his own thing going on. It's 11:11 as I say that. We're going to call out the Netaru. Abdul Kuta for that. Wabazun be Bamu El Kalum. Who partner to that? Minu Nu, Sheu Kawun, Ilabihu. Atun Ray, Nu, Nunet. He he. Kek ki kek amun, amunet. Atum, Shu, Tepnut, Geb, Nut, or Set, or Soru. Nep that Satuk, Haru, Happy, Anquinanti. Nefertum, Mantu, Bepti, Sekmet, Het Har, Bes. Patah, Bas, Am Hotep. Who me hurt, Kepri, Meskahenit, Riot, Kentamintu. Ikanif, Mayat, Menintet, Shah. See Shat Map that Sobek, Anubu. Kanum, Kansu, Tanin. See a Hikat, Amsu, Sarapi. Atun Ray, Tahuti. Tauret, Selket, Ha. Nehepka, Sokar, Bait. Akir, Anihirit, Wabwawit. Siket, Hitet. Maresgir, Sia, Gadet, Astinu, Bahutit, Kanimtet, Menket, Hem, Madudi, Kabasinu, Duamutet. Merit, Ura, Edjunikabit. Siket, Anuket, Jet. Tim, Ua, Uis, Anku, Afnuit. Sati, Sekti, Imta. Ninna, Imuet, Imseti. Kimamu. Reshef, Mary. Amon Re. For the sake of all. Kawu. Who am I? Now, as I was saying, you got to tap into your dearly departed. That's the first spiritual connection that you need to be making off world, because that's your first line of defense, on world and off world. Your dearly departed gather around you like you in a damn rap cipher or something. And when you riding down the street and you go past that police officer and that demon that jump into his body to spill innocent blood, it see you and it see all of your ancestors in the car running with the car with you. And they like, oh shit, don't pull that one over. Let him go on by. And they see one of you so-called woke niggas with them long ass locks, which are not dreadlocks, just long locks. They call them twisters or whatever. You know, the Rastafarians take that as disrespect from a lot of you niggas. I just gotta tell you that. Y'all be twisting up your hair and shit. They be like, oh, body boy, oh, pussy clot. I'm not saying that you're that. I'm just telling you what they saying about you. But the police see your ass, they don't see your ancestors around you. Oh, that demon be like, pull that nigga over right there. And he be like, yo, I ain't did nothing. All rights reserved. Bop, 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 bop. So how do you pour a libation? You take your water, make sure it's spring water. You pour out a sip at a time. And I'm going to pour it into my cup. Show you some alchemy right fast. A sip at a time. If you got a plant in your home, use that plant symbolically as your family tree. Because that's what I do for my plants. And I showed you all my plants the other day. Them shit's growing to the roof, ain't they? Mama, I shade. Mama Floyd, I shade. Papa Jesse, I shade. Granddaddy RZ, I shade. Mama Floyd, Grandma Juanita, I shade. Right? Et cetera, et cetera. I don't want to go through that because I'm wasting water here. Right? That's how you pour a libation. And if you go to my YouTube page, I go over it in detail, or I got it in the TikTok, playlist. Start doing that every day. And you're going to call those forces to your life. You see, the pale man knows he might got more money than you. He might got more guns than you. Right? He's more slicker and deceptive than you are. But he don't got more spiritual power than you. He does not. In fact, no other so-called race on the planet does. That's why they hating on your so-called black ass. Because they know you got spiritual power. And you're not using it. They know you're not using it. Because the demons that's working with them is telling them, get that motherfucker right there. They don't got nobody around them. It's going to be some innocent blood spill. They feed on innocent blood. They need the blood to be innocent. They're not going to mess with the wicked. They're going to mess with the innocent. Right? They look for the innocent ones. And now we done reached the day and time where those forces are desperate. Those forces are no longer being fed because more people are awakening. And the more people that become awakened and their awareness begins to expand beyond the terror matrix field that is creating barriers around your auric field, right? It's keeping your consciousness limited. It's keeping your understanding limited. It's keeping your comprehension field limited. And when you first came out your mother womb, your consciousness was about the size of a basketball. And then it started to expand by the time you was 1 year old. Your consciousness had expanded about the size of a city block. By the time you was 2 years old, your consciousness had expanded to about the size of a county. By the time that you was 3 years old, your consciousness expanded to the size of your city. Right? Said, are you a Shriner? No, I'm not a Shriner or I'm not a Mason. I repeat, I'm not a Shriner or I'm not a Mason. I always say that every time I come on here. I come from a lodge that predate those lodges by 10,500 years, called Ramesses Lodge. And those Shriners and those Masons are keeping it secret from you that you are a child of the Neteru. You are a child of Amun, the sun. And they're gatekeeping that information from you. And I haven't taken that oath of secrecy, so I don't have to, and I'm not joining your lodges. They're like, hey, we want to make you an honorary Mason. Fuck that shit. I'm not about to get no worshipful master the information I got, because they don't got it. You hear me? Bro, you do not want, what do you say? You don't know what you're talking about. I'm a 33rd degree Mason. That's good for you, nigga. If you was a real Mason, you shouldn't even came on here and said that you was a damn Mason. So cut the crap. How you gonna keep your face secret, but you ain't gonna keep that secret? You better watch who you talking to. I come from Ramesses Lodge, my nigga. You belong to that lodge, user with the 66 with the zip code? Do you belong to Ramesses Lodge? No, you don't. Any more questions? No, you be careful. You don't even know who you're talking to right now. You need to stay in your place. Because you ain't pouring no libation, my nigga. I serve a greater power than you. You serve the pink man. You hear me? I am a Haru. You see it on my hat. I'm really Mary's son, my nigga. The beloved son of Amun Ra. Or Amun Re, which is the appropriate way to say his name. I told y'all they getting desperate. They getting desperate. They don't have nothing to feed on no more. Now I don't know who you are. Just go ahead and mute that individual because you don't got no questions. You distracting the lie. You being the deterrent. But like I told y'all, they don't got the spiritual power that you do. Don't be the next contestant on trolls in the comment section of Dr. Ray. Because if y'all check on these people, what be going on with them 7 days after saying some shit to me, I have 1,000 more followers. If y'all seen what was going on with them. Because unbeknownst to you, little Mason man, there's a high probability that everybody name I called out this morning before I came on this live have been sharing the offerings I've been giving them with your displaced, dearly departed. There's a high probability. That's why you've been pulled in here. That's why you had the inclination to come in here. Because you haven't been doing shit for them. Not at the rate you've been doing it for your worshipful master. You hear me? You ain't been doing shit for your grandmother or your granddaddy. That Masonic shit ain't helping them on the other side. It's not. I told y'all, them paradigms have perished. It's perished. That's the Roman Vatican. The Canaanites, Baal and Molech, and all them other egregors and demiurges. You go behind the fucking pylon of those temples, they got Amun Ra up in there. And see, what they don't want you to know, listen, if there's only one person in the Bible that you can actually prove that existed, and that's Ramesses. Let's get up on the board. I told y'all, they desperate. Them demonic forces is desperate. They not feeding on y'all no more. Their time is up. It been up. I keep telling y'all keep resuscitating these dead motherfuckers. Stop resuscitating them. You the one that's giving their ass life. They don't got no more life. They don't got no more life. That shit is over with. Only person they could prove ever existed was Ramesses. That's why they take him through all the firm bank museums. Same thing for his son, Ramesses II, and the same thing for his son, Ramesses III. Them the only beings that you could prove actually existed, where they got an actual gravesite for them. That's why they put their narratives around Ramesses. And they so-called prophecies are always Always going into Egypt. Here come, where was Jesus educated? In Egypt. Abraham, go take your ass to Egypt. Moses, he was rolling down the Nile and they picked him up in Egypt. You know why? Because that place actually existed and it still exists today. And if they could, they'd get rid of that shit. And if any of that other bullshit that's in that so-called Bible, because there were no European prophets that spoke English. There were no European prophets that spoke Greek, right? There were no prophets that spoke Hebrew either. That's some made-up bullshit. Spoiler alert. Hate to debunk your bullshit. No prophets spoke Latin. They tell you fables and stories that are not true and want you to accept it as true. And your pastor, Pork Chop Prada, and Deacon Dior, all of their asses Masons, and they know exactly what I'm talking about. But they'll get up there and tell your ass to seek salvation for some bony white man with a depend on his ass that's dead on the cross. That's the devil. For whatever the devil's supposed to be, that's the devil. How you gonna know the truth and then intentionally hide that shit from somebody? And if you a so-called black person, you definitely a sucker. You definitely a sucker. You don't want your people to have empowerment. You don't want them to have confidence and self-esteem and an image that reflects them. I can't wait to see your ass in the halls of a Minty. They ain't even gonna make it that far. I'm gonna be right there in the tribunal with a Netaru. Right next to a Nubu. I'm gonna be right there. I'm like, yeah, that's that motherfucker right there. Man. Watch, I'ma chew your ass up. Right? But when you say the name Ramesses, that's Ra and Moses. They took the Ra off. They said, fuck, we're gonna just keep this and make up a Bible story. Right? And then they called the Bible holy. Right? Not telling you that the word holy is the word halo. You know, like the angel has a halo over his head? Sort of like that. Let me move these lights out the way so we don't have no glare. Right? Halo. That came from the Greek god Helios, which is the god of the sun. And they took that from the Happy Nile Valley and we called it our moon. But they tried to switch up the vowels and said amen. You see that? They switched up the vowels and turned it into amen. And everybody that read that Bible and they go to church on Sunday, the day of the sun, the day of Amun, what they tell you? Amen, amen. That nigga wipe the pork that's coming out his pores and the liquor from Saturday night from his drunkenness and whoring. And that nigga might say amen 1,000 times during the morning service. Amen, 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 amen. Same thing for the Muslims. When they get up and make Fajr in the morning, they're going to say, Ameen. You hear me? Same thing with you Jews. You Hebrews, you Israelites, they got a whole bunch of factions of that shit. Y'all say amen too. And then you call your God Yahweh, or you say Yahuwah, which ain't nothing but O divine. And what else? Love. Divine love. That's what it meant in the Happy Nile Valley. But they'll call that the Holy Bible. Let's get back to the Holy Bible. Holy Bible from Biblios. You know, anytime you see an OS on the end of words or that S, that's from the Greek, which means books. Holy. Y'all see that means sun. That's the sun book. See that? Book of the sun. Or the book of Ray or Ra. Or the book of the dead coming forth by day. They stole your story. Proof of this is right in the beginning. They call it Genesis. That's the genes of Isis. You follow? Who was the first mother? She was the first mother and the first deity to birth humans. Right? They don't want y'all to know this shit. And no, I'm not a Mason, and no, I'm not no Shriner. But my Supreme Grand Master sit at the top of both of those lodges. And that's why they looked to defame him. That's why they locked him up and put them fake ass charges on him and said that they had to do that. That's some Masonic shit. That man is the Grand Deputy Chief or the Grand Deputy Sheriff of Georgia. He is Grand Al Mufti Divine, and they know that shit. They know it. You know what they told me? Don't you walk your ass in that blue house. And when you turn 40, don't walk in that red house. But see, I got something don't none of them niggas got. You hear me? Y'all better walk with me. Anybody got any questions? Any questions? Because we're going to deal with the real. We're not dealing with no mythos. I'm here to wake up that lion in you. I'm here to wake up that falcon in you. I'm here to wake up that dormant deity that's lying lambent inside of you. Them ancestors that need to be awakened. No, they didn't deny me. They want me to be a Mason so bad. No, ain't nobody deny me. They get denied being a Mason. They beg for me. And you know how many people asked me to become an honorary Mason? I said, no, I don't need to do that. But see, before you came in here, user with the zip code number that's hiding itself. But see, you hiding, nigga. I ain't hiding. Somebody else asked me that. And every time I come on here, people be like, are you a Mason? Are you a Shriner? Somebody else asked me that. Are you a Shriner? No, I'm not. Because see, y'all think I'm sharing your so-called secrets. I don't have no secret. What I have is sacred. And it got to be in you, not on you. You hear me? Say, where do the Moors come from? When you use the term Moorish, what you got to realize is this. And shouts out to the Moorish Science Temple. That's what the pale lepers was calling those people. Right? They was calling them Moor. Which pretty much means black. And I keep telling y'all not black. Right? That's the label that the French, which you say Moor, that's French. Right? Morinos. That's Spanish. Right? Or they'll say negri, which is also Spanish. right? In English, it all mean black. All this shit mean black. That's all it is. No, I'm not a Zionist. Again, I'm gonna tell you one more time, because this shit it's not registering with you. You're getting cognitive dissonance. I am a Nefertum. No, I'm not talking to you, F Monster, Mr. Fuck Everybody. I know who you is. I know you rock with me. I'm talking to the ambiguous figure that's afraid to reveal itself. Right? I am a Nefertum. I was seated in the mud of the Happy Nile Valley. And my great grandfather Ray sent his rays of Aten into the muck and mire. And I blossomed out of the mud as a lotus. You hear me? Said free Palestine. Okay, free Palestine then. That's Canaanite land. That's the land of Canaan. All of them is Canaanites. That's why they stay in conflict with each other. That's why I be telling y'all, stop paying them attention. We got 125 people in here. Come on, y'all. Y'all got to tap that like button, man. Tap that like button for me. I need y'all to tap the like button because they don't want people to see this live. They waiting for me to slip up. They talk about free Palestine. No, free the Congo. Free Sudan from these pink colonizers that keep separating the tribes. Free my people in Cameroon. Free the people in Nigeria. Free the people in Tanzania. You hear me? How about that? You want me to disregard my own people and pay attention to your people? We're not playing that game. Man, we woke right now. We're awakened. We're not playing that crap, man. Who you think you talking to, man? You hear me? Come on, man. Not in this great damn time. Yeah, we can just go ahead and mute you. You done said enough. You done had enough to say. And I know you a bot. Right? We done heard enough from your ass. Just go ahead and block you. You blocked now. I'm sorry to your grandmother, because that's who brought you in here. Now you're blocked. You can't even hear me telling your goofy ass that. You know what I'm saying? It's okay. He's blocked. He out of here. But for the being that asked that question about more, see, we got to stop using these labels, because that's what they labeled you as when they looked at you. And a lot of Moors be confused, because I always ask them, what's your language? What is the language of the Moors? What is the language? What is your land? Right? What is your spiritual system? And I have yet to find a Moor that can answer any of those questions. Some of them will say, oh, man. They start referring to French. They start referring to Latin. You see that? But that's the way that those people looked at those people and called them black. And we accept the labels that people give to us. You said you will answer all three. Go ahead, Sha. Answer it then, loved one. What language do Moors speak? What land do you belong to? And tell me the spiritual system, so I can let the cognitive dissonance kick in on you too. Because we're gonna have clarity, man. We're not playing no more belief systems, no more Final Fantasy VII. We over that shit. We're gonna have some clarity. No, come on now. Just say I don't know what I'm talking about. That's all you had to do, because American is a colonial word. That's a colonial word, loved one. We didn't call this land America. That's what they called it, right? That's what the French called it. That's what the Spaniards called it. Yeah, there you go. There, all that Islamism. I knew it was coming. I knew it. Come on, man. I've been on this 30 years. Right? You say that they always be saying Islam. If you're gonna say Islam, you need to be talking Arabic. You hear me? We need to hear some Arabic coming out your mouth, my brother. And who is your God? Islam, Arabic, Allah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And they'll say, oh man, Allah. That means arm, leg, arm, and head. And I laugh. Islam. I'll be like, assalamu alaikum. Assalamu alaikum. What do Allah mean? Arm, leg, arm, head. Sound like some damn 5% shit to me. Right? But when you look up the Arabic word for arm, it's going to say dadi. It does not belong with, it does not start with an A in Arabic. You're using an Arabic word, right? You're using an Arabic word to describe an arm. You're using an acronym. Right? No. Don't try to duck and dodge that shit now, my nigga. The word for leg in Arabic is rajul. That does not begin with an L. We're gonna break this spell, y'all. We're not about to play no more spells. No more God games. You said Arabic didn't create Islam, but you using Islam, my nigga. Sit your American Moorish ass down, because you been debunked now. It's over. Y'all been debunked already. But let me go ahead and reinforce it for your ass. Arm again. Dottie. This is what they say Allah mean now, y'all. Come on, let's tap that screen, y'all. Then the word head. Ras. Niggas don't speak no Arabic. They don't know what the hell they talking about. They don't know, man. They confused. They just confused as a Christian. They want you to believe. They be telling you lies. Lies of evil and deceit. But the Moors turned on the people over here, the so-called Moors, the Buffalo Soldiers. Them the house niggas. You hear me? Them the house niggas. Oh, well, what's I need to do, master? I gonna grab the holes of the niggas. Here, sign this contract. You hear me? Talking about they wear fez on their head. You got a fez, brother? Sha. You got a fez? You got a fez, Sha? Now I'm ignorant. No, you're ignorant. You're ignorant because you don't even, I just debunked your ass. And you don't got no response for it except, oh, you're ignorant. Do you have a fez? Do you have a fez? I'm going to ask one more time. Y'all see what he looking like? Shouts out to Infinite God. Yeah, I bet you do got a fez. Is that the real name of that headdress? Is it called a fez? Is it called a fez? Fez is a French word. Come on. Fez is a French word, brother. When the French conquered Morocco, you ain't ready, nigga. You just thought you was. What's the name of that headdress, brother? Islam. What is a fez? That's a French word. Moor just means black. That's it. It's nothing deeper. Or shouts out to my man, what's his name? They play on that show with Diana Ross' daughter, Anthony something. When you're saying Moorish, you're saying blackish. That's right, Moorish man living. Shouts out to Moorish man living. It's called the tarbouche. I didn't ask you about a turban. That's Punjabi, right? Anthony Anderson, thank you, Lemon Line. It's called the tarbouche. And the Malians that came out of Mali, when they first encountered the pale leopard, they called them Moor, which means dark, which means black. They even used the word niggery, right? That's right. Tell them, Huey L. Those two different things. That's why I asked, I said, what's your headdress called? He stuck his chest out and said, Fez. All you're doing is putting your foot in your mouth. That's all you're doing. And I guarantee you know about all that shit, but you ain't said nothing about your grandmother. I bet you ain't poured a libation. I bet you don't make no offerings. I bet you don't got an altar in your home. I bet you're not connected to your bloodline, my brother. You trying to tell me something that's irrelevant to right now. You try to use that shit against the police when they pull your goofy ass over, they still gonna empty the cartridge. Because you don't got no spiritual protection. You don't got no spiritual connection, and you don't got no damn land either. You just telling people something you want them to believe. You don't want them to know. Because once they know, then they don't need your belief. And you want people to believe that you Islam and you don't speak Arabic. And you make them think that Allah means arm, leg, arm, head, which is an acronym in English. You hear me? I'm not your son. I'm my father's son. He in the room somewhere. Put a 9 in there, Pops. Abu Hakim. That's my father. Abu Hakim. And I'm his son, Ibn Abu. Right? Who are your people? The Moors? Who gave y'all that name Moor? Answer that question before I mute you. Who gave the Moors the name Moor? Did they name themselves that? Which tribe is that in Africa? Which tribe in Africa is called Moor? I wonder who that is. Man, it's a tribe in Africa called Moor. Oh my God, I didn't know that. Which country? Damn. Is it in Ghana? I know they got the Kumasi tribe, the Ashanti. Is it Senegal? What about Nigeria? Is it Igbo? Do they call themselves Moors or they call themselves Igbo? I'm confused. I'm very confused here. Tell me one tribe in so-called Africa, which is a colonial term, that called themselves Moor, which means black. And according to Dred Scott versus Sanford, 1857, right? Look that up, y'all. Black has no standing at law. So if you are calling yourself black or if you have a black status, You don't have no rights. So why is these niggas going around here telling you to call yourself a Moor, which means black, if anyone, according to Dred Scott versus Sanford, 1857, you don't got no rights. There's no law that has to recognize you. And see, I've been around for 30 years, right? And I watched my master teacher shred the fucking Moore Science Temple into shreds and debunk everything that they thought. I watched it in real time. And I'm just scratching the surface with your goofy ass. You're lucky I don't mute you and block you, because you're in here for another reason. Because your grandma over there in that dirty ass dress y'all buried her in, and she ain't received no libation. She ain't received no offerings. Y'all not telling her stories. Y'all not honoring her memory. But you concerned about this bullshit. You ain't concerned about her. You hear me? We got to stop using these labels that they given to us and saying that's who we are. We got to stop doing that, man. I watch a whole bunch of brothers talk that more, and I know a lot of them mean well. Yeah, some of them mean well. They do. They come into it innocently, just like a person that come into Christianity innocently. They mean well, but you need to sign this documents and you need to do this. Every nigga I seen did that shit, end up in jail, and can't nobody bring them out of duress because they don't got no actual nation. None of them niggas then went to outside of. I ain't even gonna go there. I ain't giving nobody no ammo. Right? Not gonna give you no ammo. But you ain't took your ass to Geneva. And Geneva didn't recognize your nation. Stop telling people that they Moors. Stop telling people to sign paperwork and do this and do that. Stop listening to these people. And that goes for niggas that be saying they're indigenous too. If they can't show you no claimant number with the international courts, if they can't show you a passport stamp to show that they done went to Geneva and that their particular nation or tribe is being recognized internationally by the world on record, stop listening to their ass. Stop, you're gonna end up in fucking jail. You hear what I'm saying? You're gonna end up in jail. That's what's gonna happen. I got a brother right now doing 9 years. He doing 9 years, and he was a sultan. He called himself a sultan. The Fed still gave his ass 9 years. Yeah, we can come together, but we don't need to come together on that bullshit. I didn't say that I was African, Kufi. I never said that. You putting words in my mouth. Right off the rip, I already know that whatever it is you think you know, you don't know what you're talking about. That'd be the first indicator for me with people. They try to put words in my mouth. Africa is a colonial term. I don't use their terminologies, brother. You would know that if you just was quiet and asked the question. Please reserve the comment section for people that have questions. This is Q&A with Dr. Ray. I'm trying to stop some of you niggas from going to jail. That's all I'm trying to do. And I'm trying to do it because I'm fighting against your cognitive dissonance. If you open up your ears, you let this shit in there, you'll be like, God damn, man. I'm telling you, I done watched over the past 30 years. I watched niggas go to jail time and time again, trying to claim that they Moors, which don't mean nothing but black. And they also put their foot in their mouth when they say they signed the treaty with America. We don't sign no treaties with no pink people. Come on, man. These people is playing with y'all. Y'all want to come together? It start with a libation. Pour that libation for your grandmother. If all of us started pouring libation, we'd be like the Haitians. Shouts out to the Haitians. Sapa say to the Zopam. They never been disconnected from their dearly departed. It's the only nation, listen, in the Western world that defeated 3 colonial world powers. They defeated the French, they defeated the Spaniards, and they defeated the British, who look at you and say black. The Latin look at you and say negri. The Spanish look at you and say morenos. The French look at you and say Moor or Moor. And all of that shit mean black. And I keep telling you, if you look at Dred Scott, Sanford 1850 versus Sanford 1857, black has no standing at law. He said, why you followers of Dr. York are being diverted from independence since 1992. You said being diverted from independence. What are you talking about, Patah Anu? You must be a Moor. You must be a black. In the end, mother nature will have the last say so. No man's nature, right? We'll guarantee you this, you guys. Listen very closely. Because that's not what I'm here to advocate. I'm just responding to what that brother was saying. He said, I am your Massey Creek National. Okay, that's good. Are you registered with Geneva, Patah Anu? If you are, I'm not talking to you, brother. If you got a Bureau of Indian Affairs number, I'm not talking to you. I was talking to that other brother. See, you trying to slide in on something else. Said, I'm in Dr. York's state. Said, why you not in his state? No, this is Q&A with Dr. Ray. He said, why I'm not in his state? I was in that state. You talking about Georgia? I was there. You know what happened to me while I was there? They tried to poison and kill me. So I got the fuck on. What I was just supposed to still stay there and let them keep trying to poison and kill me? That's what happened. To respond to your question, that's why I'm not there now. That's why I'm not there. Because I'm not afraid to bang on the beats. He said, Ashley Rose said when his government appeared, conviction overturned. I got to get some context to what you're saying. Appreciate your enemy, my man. What happens to Dr. York's terrible, what they did to him. He said his state is Massey. Yeah, but see, Patah Anu, I'm not here to be going back and forth trying to challenge that or challenge your particular status or none of that. I was responding to the Morris brother question. Now, if you want to get up here and try to challenge me, I'm not here to be challenged. I'm here to wake these people up. You hear me? And that brother came in here trying to defend his Morris shit. And I'm responding to that. Now you coming in asking the question, listen, because you wasn't here at the beginning. You wasn't in alignment with this particular live. You probably sat on the other side of the wall. But I said these lives are dedicated to people that are new to their spiritual journey. Those people that have just left the confines of organized religion. See, y'all be missing that shit. Y'all be coming in here wanting to try to have a pissing contest with me. Go on your own platform, right? And stand on your own soapbox and bring the people up to speed to what it is that you want. Do that shit from there. Cause see, I'm just playing my position, loved one. I'm being held accountable for the information that I've retained. And I'm out here carrying my fair portion for those individuals. Because there's too many people that's just starting to come into their awakening. They're latecomers is what I refer to them as. And they need to have things in its appropriate context. Now, if you've been down you said 1992, I ain't talking to your ass, bro. You supposed to be on the page that you want. You do what you supposed to do and let me do what I'm supposed to do. Yeah, he is the head of the Yamasi Washita. He is. I don't refute that. I stand in solidarity with the dot, man. Come on now. And you should be doing the same thing I'm doing. You see, I got Nawapik all on my shit. But somebody got to come to these people that don't know nothing. Somebody got to bring some clarity to them. Before more of these so-called Moors niggas get y'all ass to start filling out paperwork and taking your ass to jail. That's not the path to go down. And all of this was based on the question that brother asked. Right? And he didn't even really ask, though. He tried to challenge me and say, no, the Moors. I'm like, no. Somebody got to debunk that bullshit. And that's what I did. Anybody else got any other questions? Come on now. But I was there. I was on the land. It took me 6 months to to come to the conclusion after I first came down there. I was like, man, I need to give me a pickaxe. Give me a wheelbarrow. Let me get to work. I've been to the Turtle Mile. I recognize Chief Maku. See, I look at him as Chief Maku, the black eagle, black thunderbird. Yeah. I'm down with the get down. I was so down, I tell you, them motherfuckers poisoned my ass. They tried to kill my ass. I had to get the fuck out of there. I had to come to a state where they got a third article judge, just in case anything pop off, right? I could call on that third article judge, and they're going to respect it in the Lone Star state of Texas, right? They'll acknowledge your sovereignty in Texas. Or Tejas, right? Say, are we indigenous to the so-called Americas? I don't know, are you? If you were born over here, if your great-grandmothers were born over here, if their mothers were born over here, you are indigenous to here. The people that don't got the right to tell nobody that are Frenchmen. You are a squatter. If you a Frenchman, if you a Spaniard, I think they spell it like that. If you're British, if you're Irish, if you're Italian, right? If you're Roman, if you're Polish, if you any of those things, you don't got the right to say that anybody is from anywhere other than here. You don't got that right. If you belong to any one of those, then no, you don't have, it's a high probability that you're not indigenous. But if you are that, then it's a high probability that you are. And I put that in my book, The Paruti Paradigm. And shouts out to John Oglesby. Go get this book called America. Because see, I just been on it for 30 years. That's it. America by John Oglesby. All right, they're going to try to hide that book from you. Might got to go to your DuckDuckGo. Google don't want you to see that. Another book they don't want you to see, African Influence on Western Civilization by a man named Leo Weiner. Volume 1, 2, and 3. And he tell y'all that we've been over here. If you got big lips and big nose, you've been here. And we didn't call this land America. That's a colonial term. You hear me? That's state labels. We got to stop using their labels. Because it got a bunch of grimoire, which they call grammar. Grimoire. Meaning dark, evil spells. And you can see the word dark in war, which is like noor, right? Would still refer to black. Dark evil spells. They send you to school, which is shul, which means hell. So when you go to grammar school, you're getting the dark evil spells of hell. You see that? The dark evil spells of hell. And you get indoctrinated into their system. And then you're no longer a child of your mother. You go from being a child into being a kid. They turn you into a child and indoctrinate you and initiate you into being a kid, which is a baby goat. Remember I was telling y'all about Sam Hain. That's what they came over here with. Sam Hain. Sam Hain is Satan. Don't nobody ask who is Uncle Sam. That's Sam Hain. Let's tap that screen, you guys. Come on, man. Tap the screen. Y'all need to tap the screen. We got 150 people in here. I ain't even got 150,000 likes. Come on, man. They don't want this lie to go on, y'all. They don't want y'all getting this. Because see, my original point, which niggas keep breaking up the original point that I keep making. You notice that? You see, when I start talking about your spiritual power and making a definitive connection, here come niggas wanting to talk about something other than that. They want you to be caught up in fantasy. They want you to be caught up in not now. Because that's where your leverage is at, loved ones. For my melanated Nubian non-ether beings in the new world of North America, you got to have spiritual power. You might don't have more guns than them. You don't got more money than them, but you got more spiritual power than them. And what they don't want you to realize is that you only got 100 years here at best. Are you prepared to live in eternal life? Because that's what you're supposed to be doing with this life. Say any Greek mythology books you suggest to get. No, Greek, why do you want to be in the myth? I'm not into Greek. I'm not a Greek person. Right? That's an excellent question. He said, how do we unify? And we got to start pouring our libations, brother. Because whatever label which most of these labels come from pink people, that you decide to attach yourself to, you got dearly departed that's watching over you. You got to start pouring your libations. Everybody else around the world do it, connect to their deceased, departed loved ones, except for us. Instead of us connected to them, we connect to Jesus. We connect to Allah. We connect to Yahweh. And you cannot verify that any of those beings actually exist. You cannot. So people will say, hey, what do you connect to then? The sun. I could see my God, but I got a limit. I got to come down to a limited understanding to communicate with people. But my God, for lack of a better word, is the sun. And his son is the planet. And his mother is the sky. You hear me? But all of us got a mother and a father. And they mothers and fathers have mothers and fathers. And their mothers and fathers have mothers and fathers as well. And you know you can make that connection. And I remember being on Wahani, Tamaray, Egypt of the West. And this was, I want to say, Savior's Week 1998. And the doc, put a 9 in the comments section if you was there, 1998 at the Zed Festival. And the doc made everybody jump over the walls of the labyrinth to the Ben Stone. And he said that they was handing out balloons. Y'all remember that? You remember that? What did he say after he passed out the balloons? Let me get a 9 in the comments section. Where my new be at? I know y'all ass on the other side of the wall watching. Bring your scary ass on in here. Y'all remember that? Said jump over the wall. Here, I took pictures. After they finished doing the opening of the mouth ceremony, he made everybody get over this wall. And while he was doing that, brothers was passing out balloons. He said, now look in the sky and let the balloon go. He didn't say call on Anu. He didn't say call on the Netaru. He said call on your dearly departed. That's what he said. And we let the balloons go. He said, now tell them you love them. And after we did it, he said, all right, now come on out the labyrinth. Now turn around, look this way. He was good for that. Hey, turn around and look at there. If you know, you know. And a big ass rainbow hit me dead in the chest. I broke down crying. I looked at my mother, may the ancestors be with her, because she was there. Yeah, I tab-bleaked my mother and brought her up on the land. And she became a member just like me. We looked at each other and just broke out crying. Because I know she called out the same names that I called out. And then I looked to the right of me. And there was a brother, he had to be at least 6'3", 250. Brolic ass nigga. Had the sacred symbol of the ever living on his arm. And he looked at me. And I looked at him. And we just broke down crying even harder. And I looked up and everybody was crying. Everybody was crying. Tell me I'm lying. I was there. I didn't hear about it. So you got to connect to those beings that for which you come from, that you witnessed in this lifetime. Not in some damn book. It don't take a book to do that. All you got to do is remember them and honor them. And they show y'all that in these movies. Because these messages is coming from the ancestor plane. And I'm telling you, people ain't it. It's niggas that they're not gonna get out here and tell you that shit. They don't give a damn that you make the connection or not. But I got enough heart that I do. And I know y'all not doing it. You said, do you use the names? You use the government name or what the fam called them? Yeah, you use their name. You use the name of what you call them. I call on my mama Floyd. I say, Papa Jesse. My mother, Barbara Green. I call out her AEO name, Baset Ahara, right? My granddaddy RZ. My grandma Juanita. Papa Quilliam and Mama Daisy. Papa Charles and Mama Samantha. My beer and John Wilkes. Papa Will, Mama Ida, Papa Billy, Mama Melissa. Papa Walter and Mama Dora. My Aunt Rose and my Uncle John. My cousin John and Jesse, his wife Jackie and Irma. My Uncle Walt, my Uncle Floyd, my Aunt Jessie, Uncle Ronald, Uncle Rod, Aunt Frances, my sister Denise, my nephew Christopher, my cousin Tanya, Gregory, Nod, baby Aiden, just a brother, one of my young cousins got smoked 2 weeks ago. Christian, I call out every day and night. Every day. And that's why I be so animated. Because those beings from which I come from, they not laying in my, this is their blood that's coursing through my veins, and it's alive and well. And their spirit is alive and well. And they confirm it to me every day that they alive and well, and they here with me, and they guiding me, and they protecting me. And no weapon formed against me shall prosper. You have no idea how many witches and warlocks that sent so many evil spells and throwing poison. They're like, this nigga still is, we can't get, what the fuck is he working with? I'm working with my dearly departed. And keep fucking around. He gonna put your ass in the hospital. Don't fuck with me. I'm showing you guys how to tap into you. Because before you was given access to this dimension, you told them that you was never gonna forget them. You told them that you was gonna honor them every day of your life. You told them that you was gonna show them the reverence that they deserve. And they said, okay, we're gonna let you incarnate. Your ass got here, and you got to school. You seen everybody else had Nikes on, and you forgot about what the fuck you told the custodians of that bloodline that you was gonna do. I'm just here to remind you, so-called black ass. Because that's where your power resides. And you need some guidance. That's right, Monica. Tell them. They Eno shats. Forgetful ass beings. I'm here to remind your ass. Right? That's the department that I'm supposed to cover. Shouts out to Patah Anun. Anu. Because see, Patah Anu, you ain't coming here. You came in the middle of the thing. But for those that know, I'm not here to cover everything. That ain't even my chamber. To go into indigenous rights and try to break down the imagine. That's not my chamber. That's not what I was mandated to do by the elders. I was mandated to wake these people up and show them spiritual application. Because it was impressive the way that I was applying myself spiritually. And I was able to apply it to myself and make myself a better person. And I took my efforts and I projected it back onto my progenitors. And I did it without any expectation. And that's the chamber that I have to cover. I'm not supposed to be giving y'all indigenous rights, and that's not my chamber. Somebody else supposed to be covering that for you. I'm here to wake your ass up so that when you get those intuitive promptings for the being that's doing that, you will know to align yourself with that being in that regards. But everybody that get drawn to this live, I guarantee you got somebody over there that's destitute in the human afterlife. They're in limbo or purgatory, and ain't nobody doing nothing to support them or help them. Only people that's supporting and helping them is some of the people names that I just called out before you guys. That's the difference. And y'all keep thinking it's a damn game. Oh, I got time. Oh, he don't know what he talking about. You don't think they hear you saying that dumb shit? You better wake up before your ass be on the other side with their ass and be like, damn, he wasn't lying. Who gonna do it for me? I need somebody to call my name out. And here come my mama. Don't worry about it, baby. Here you go. Come on, go live over there. Your great-granddaughter gonna come along one day and she gonna pour a libation for you, baby. But ain't nobody in this generation. You was the one that was supposed to do that. But you thought you had time. You thought this was some bullshit. So instead of you pouring the libation for everybody, now you gotta wait several generations for somebody to come and do that shit for you. Right? Shouts out to the Kingpin villain. You see what I told you about them Cardinals, right? Didn't I tell you about them Cardinals? Yeah, you seeing the Falcons? I see Falcons and Hawks all the time. And the Cockata bird, the Mexican eagle. I see that shit all the time. You in alignment, man. And see, you took that cue that I gave and you see that it worked. See, other people be like, man, this nigga just talking shit. You don't know. I seen that nigga in there saying, cosplay niggas. Nigga, you gonna suffer for that. Your grandma gonna smack you upside the head so hard. You embarrassing her. When y'all come in here and try to besmirch me, you embarrassing your dearly departed. Yeah, you can use drinks as libations too. Go ahead and get them some Seagram's gin. If they like Seagram's, put that up on your altar. Put it up there. Let it sit up there. Crack the seal on it. And just let it sit there. Watch what happens in 7 days. That shit gonna go down. You're gonna be like, whoa, how that shit go down like that? I didn't even take the top off. You hear me? And see, listen, the more that you do for them on this side will raise your ranking on that side. I'll say that one more time. The more that you do for your dearly departed on this side, it will raise your ranking on that side. And it's a high probability you don't even experience what you refer to as death. Because I showed you guys the video on my Instagram where the brothers and sisters, they right there, I think that's in Tanzania. And they raising their hands up to Amen Ray, right? And the beam of light come down and start pulling their ass up into the damn light with their shoes and socks on. With their shoes and socks on. Right? Did he say right there? I seen that. He said, result Sam Haines, Samuel Henslow, a fictional escape artist created for the Ghostbuster comics. No, you ain't going deep enough. Look up this word right here. Mayfair. Mayfair is the celebration that they have for Sam Hain. And when they came over here, they came on a Mayflower. And every May 5th, right? Every May 5th, they have what is called the May Fair. And if you know anything about the Met Gala, it's dedicated to Sam Hain. You hear me? Don't believe me? You can look it up. But like I was saying, you see the beings in Tanzania raising their hands to the sun. They got their shoes, their socks on, their pants, and a shirt. And the sunlight is pulling their ass up to the sun. They levitating off their feet. Somebody recorded it with a fucking video camera. Tell me I'm lying. Put a 9 in the comments if you went to my Instagram page and seen that video. The sister from TikTok shared that video. Shouts out to L. He's seen it. Shouts out to Abu. He's seen it. Morgan, they seen the video. So that's shouts out to Keith. He's seen it. So I ain't no damn fool. What I tell y'all every day, Ricky? Go put your feet in the grass and lift your arms up to the sun. Shouts out to Tasha. She's seen it as well. They all seen it. I'd be doing you a disservice if I didn't tell y'all these things. And again, I'm not a Mason or I'm not a Shriner. And no, I'm not besmirching them. But see, y'all can't tell them shit. They tell y'all, shh, be quiet. Don't tell nobody that. We'll talk about that in the lodge. Nigga, I'm not that type of nigga. Fuck that. If I see something that's going to empower my people, I'm putting them up on game. Period. Lift your arms to the sun. Pull your head back and inhale the sunlight. It's going to put you on the frequency of the sun, which is Om. God so loved the world. In the beginning was the Word. The Word was God. The Word was with God. The Word was God. They talking about the sun. And that word was Om. When you turn your power on, Om is reading the ohms. The measurement of energy. That's the sound of the sun. You need to connect back to the sun. You are a child of the sun. They don't want you to know this shit. Because once you turn on that power, it ain't nothing they can do with you. They can't leverage the power of your spirit. They can't. There's nothing they can do about it. Nothing at all. But you put your feet in the grass. He said, what does your ear ringing mean, sir? It can mean a litany of things. But if you're hearing the ringing in your ear, that means that the deities are moving through the axon terminals in your brain. And they're sending a message to the auditory cortex to get your attention or to tune you up with the tone of Om, or to tune you up with the tone of the oscillations of my voice, so that when you hear it, you don't run away from it. Or when you hear it, it brings you to attention and you be like, oh shit, it's time for me to tap in. Hey, this brother telling the truth. You hear me? So that's why you're getting those ringing. They're aligning you with the tune of the tone. And he who has an ear, let them hear what the angel has to say to the people. Because it's a great day and time we living in. This is a day and time when all the prophecies of this world are being fulfilled. And we are blessed to be a witness to this great day and time, to watch all of these prophecies come to pass. Because our great grandmothers and their mothers prayed for this. They petitioned for this. You don't have no idea what they did to the people in my bloodline. Y'all have no idea what I'm connected to. I'm not these little goofy ass niggas on TikTok trying to argue back and forth. I got a full community off of here. And in fact, when we get off of here, we're going to go into the 1089 text space and I'm going to continue this dialogue. And I don't got to worry about my live being blocked. See, TikTok mad that I don't depend on them. That's why they be suspending my live. That's why I'm shadow banned. I had 30,000 followers for over 3 years. It only took me 30 days, 90 days. Took me 90 days to get 10,000 followers. My first 20 uploads went viral. They said, whoa, who is this nigga? Stop his ass. Slow his shit all the way down. He not dancing. He not doing none of the challenges. He ain't trying to do with the AI. Shadow ban him. We don't want to hear this nigga. We don't want nobody. Don't make him go through it. Nobody FYP. When you go on my page, you can look up under my profile and say account warning. Does it not? Shouts out to Tanut Amun Bakare, right? Amun Ra's son. He riding the Barker Ray. That brother on the boat with me. You on the Manjat with me, brother. What book of yours someone else do, someone recommend I buy first, Dr. Ray? Man, if you want to come into our community, I always tell people get the 1089 manual so that you can get the structure of the learning system that we've developed. We got the 9-grid system. That's not a book. We're working on a whole nother website. Already got one website, but now we're working on a learning website. Right? But this information is for the children. And see, I disseminate it in a way to where a child could pick up on it because the information is for the children. Yeah, the 1089 manual, the prerequisite to Raynology, right? That's on the website, 1089techvision.com. 1089techvision.com. We got 141 people in here and we only even got 141,000 likes. What that tells me is some people are being very disingenuous about being here. I'm not saying all of y'all, but some of y'all being pretty disingenuous. Because I done had lives where there was only 12 people in the room and we had the same amount of likes. We had the same amount of likes that we got right now with just 12 people. And see, I'm all about quality. I don't care about the quantity. I ain't tell y'all to give me no gifts. I ain't telling y'all to do none of that. I'm not here to song and dance with you. I'm here on behalf of your own dearly departed. I made a pact with the ancestral plane. They sent the Archangel Gabriel to me and said, hey, man. Archangel Gabriel came to me. I said, man, shit, I don't. Because, see, I hear the doc when the doc come through me. But when the Archangel Gabriel came through me, I was like, man, who the fuck is this? He said, I am the Archangel Gabriel. I said, bullshit. You're going to have to prove that shit to me. He said, pick your tests. And I said, man, make that shit happen again. I don't want to go through the whole story. But he ended up proving it to me. I said, if you the Archangel Michael, the second he said that, my Facebook Messenger phone rung. And when my Facebook Messenger phone rung, it was a sister from Wahani, one of Baba's concubines. She said, how you doing? How you doing, brother? I was sent to you by the Archangel Gabriel. I dropped the phone. Because I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe that shit. I was like, whoa. And she started talking to me. And while she talking to me, the Archangel Gabriel was coming through my psychic center, through my ears and through my throat simultaneously. For those that's experienced the mind meld, that's what occurs. And it feel like somebody else is in your head. Like it feel like another head is superimposed over your consciousness. He said, I told you I was impressed with your dedication. I'm impressed with your devotion. And she's still talking to me. I'm crying like a motherfucker. She didn't know that. Shouts out to Melanin Child. That's who the sister was. She's so sweet. Made her ancestors exalt her, right? And she up there telling me about her daughter who passed. And I'm just listening to shit and crying at the same time. Because now I can feel my mama there. I can feel my mama Floyd. They all in the living room with me while I'm right there on the phone. And he told me, he said, man, you got to find 26 souls. That was 10 years ago, 2016. It's 2026. And for those in the community know who the 26 Neteru is. That's Sekhmet, right? That's my divine mother. And that was a damn show good. That was a sign to me. He ain't even had to tell me. He said, go find 26 souls. I knew Sekhmet had something to do with it. Listen, that same year, 3 days before my birthday. Thank you, timekeeper. That same year, I went to a Galacticus. Shouts out to Sri Master Gano Grills in the Galacticus community. Right? I showed up to one of those seminars with one of my beloved brothers, Amin Ra. Shouts out to Amin Ra. And he said, hey, bro, I know it's your birthday. I got a present for you, but I'm going to give it to you after the seminar. So after the seminar was over with, he came up to me. He introduced his girlfriend. And she was like, hey, can you show me how to set up my altar? She became my 26th soul in that same year. And the statue, he got me a statue for my birthday. And it was a statue of Sekhmet. Can't make that shit up. I wish he was in here right now. See, them the type of people I let come up and say something so that they could give a testimony. Fuck all that damn secular knowledge and shit. And trying to have a pissing contest to see who know what. Nigga, fuck all of that. I don't give a fuck about none of that. Because whether you like it or not, you're not going to be on this plane for 1,000 years. You got 100 years if you fucking lucky. You better do the 3 axioms that are referred to you from the papyrus of Ani or Anai. Shouts out to my son, Ani. Right? Ani Haru. Know thyself. That's the first axiom. The second one is spend every day of your life preparing for the afterlife. For in doing so, you will receive the keys to eternal life. And the third one, pour a libation for those that preceded you in death in the valley of the kings. And one day somebody will do the same shit for you. Those are the 3 things that you need to remember. Those are the basic instructions before leaving Earth. You follow? In this great day and time called New Tyree, y'all tap that screen. Tap the screen for me. I need a water break. This great day and time called New Tyree. Get a piece of charcoal. Come join us in San Antonio, Texas. Tickets are still available. I got about 4 or 5 seats left. All right, we're going to have to get your ass out of here with that shit. I'm sorry, man. You being disrespectful. I got to block your ass. Don't come back here again, Jack FX. You being real disrespectful, man. I'm sick of you religious zealots. That shit is over with. Religion is over with, you guys. Everything from before the year 2000, everything that was already going on, all that shit is gone. It's time for the non-ether creatures to take back sovereignty of the planet. We going in the solar cycle or the sun cycle. Their time is up, man. Their time is up. Everybody get a chance to rule and you fuck the planet up. You fucked it up in 100 years. Poisoned the water, poisoned the agriculture, put CO2 emissions all in the atmosphere. You're human trafficking people all across the international waters. putting children in freights. Tell me I'm lying. See, that's the stuff that y'all need to be paying attention to. And that's what I was telling y'all yesterday. Everybody be wanting to talk about everything else except how these children are being victimized, how they're being harvested. Don't nobody want to talk about that. Y'all want to talk about everything else like that shit really means something. Children cannot defend themselves. They can't even articulate what's being done to them. And they end up growing up abusing drugs, becoming alcoholics, trying to suppress the event of what happened to them. You hear me? We need to start putting our energy in those directions. Because these children are being victimized, and I don't care what color they are. I don't care if they black, white, Puerto Rican, or Haitian. Talking about the world overpopulated. Billy Goat Gates. No, it's not. Everybody in the world can fit inside of Texas. The human hominid barely take up 5% of the landmass. The world is not overpopulated. You don't have an overpopulation control. The current monetary system is enough to make everybody a millionaire. And you still have billionaires and trillionaires. It's a lot of selfishness and greed being exhibited. You hear me? And most of those people in the 1%, they like the R word little toddlers. That's their fetish. Because many of them got small peckers. And they can't satisfy their women. They can't even satisfy their man lover no more. They got to go get a little child. And they get stimulated by their screams. That's the beast. I would be doing you a disservice not to bring that up. But see, that's the type of shit I be wanting to talk about. But I can't talk about it like I want to on here. They're going to go ahead and suspend my live. Because I exposed these fuckers. Remember we was talking yesterday about the judge? Remember the judge? I told you guys about the judge that in South Carolina? Remember the boy that killed the people in the church? And that particular judge said that he needed to be, shouts out to Morgan. You seen I posted that thing, right? I posted it in the group. I put that shit on TikTok, they're going to take that shit down. I know it because I tried it. That's why I posted it in the group like that. I'm like, damn, they not even going to let me share this on my story. They said this is too offensive. I bet it is. But that's a judge. The judge that was supposed to sentence the boy and called him a victim. He killed 9 of our elders in the church. They up there trying to pray to your God. That's right, Dylan Roof. Shouts out to Rob B. Thank you for telling his name. Dylan Roof. Them people in there praying to your little pink God, seeking salvation. And here come one of your little beastly ass children coming in there with an AR-15 with no reason at all. Unaliving our elders. The police came and picked him up and took this nigga to Burger King. Are you fucking kidding me? And they show you how devilish they are because they had the nerve to put that on TV. Because they needed you to be angry about it so that the archons could feed off of your anger. I'm just telling y'all the truth. This for entertainment purposes only, TikTok. I'm not attempting to go against your community guidelines. I'm just telling the truth. This is not misinformation. This has already been documented and recorded. Like how the police, they took him to Burger King. Then when he went before the judge said that he was a victim of the people that he unalived. Are you kidding me? Now, what just happened last week, I want to say it might have been 2 weeks ago. They just found a whole bunch of toddler porn on that same judge that convicted him's computer. Toddler porn. They said there was so much shit on there, I don't even want to go into detail. Because I looked it up. This is what they're doing. So who gonna put the judges in jail? Right? I'll show it to you. Because see, I got to show it to y'all like this. Because see, remember yesterday, I said, hey, I'm going to find it. Remember I told y'all that? I told y'all that yesterday. I said, hey, I'm going to find it and I'm going to show it to y'all. The judge's name is, what is this goofy motherfucker name? And his name is James Gosnell. James Gosnell Jr. Conservative judge who called Dylann Roof's family victims after he murdered 9 black churchgoers, enters a guilty plea for possession, distribution of material depicting sexual abuse of babies. Told y'all I was going to find it. Look at him acting like he's some type of judge. Give me 2 minutes with him. I don't even need 5 minutes. Give me 2 minutes. I had his eyeballs coming out the clavicles. But he a judge, though. He making decisions that's altering the course of people's life forever. And that's what he like to do with his off time. And he not alone. He not alone. Right? I had to burn some Palo Santo on that one, you guys. You hear me? Y'all better wake up. Anybody got any questions? We got any more questions out there? Come join us, San Antonio. Still got a few seats left. Y'all should have screenshotted this by now to know the website. Link in my bio. Oh, man. In this great day and time called Noontime Ray. Let's tap that screen. Get the screen tap. Have you ever heard of the holographic theory? Yes, I've heard of a holographic theory. And that's not a theory. Holograms are for real. You done seen a hologram before? I got a hologram on his hat right here. See that? Hologram technology is a real thing. I got that Palo Santo blowing, boy. See, that's how you burn your Palo Santo. I be seeing a bunch of y'all burning a stick. Man, get you a piece of hot coal and just chop up your Palo Santo and just put it on there. This all you got to do. Every time somebody get one of my medallions, the ancestor money, everything I do is bathing in Palo Santo. Look how that mug burning. Make sure y'all subscribe to my YouTube. The replays of these lives will appear on the YouTube page. I just downloaded the one from Tuesday. We still got to upload the one from Thursday, and then we're going to upload the one from today. So by Monday, all of the lives this week will be uploaded. Yeah, you be smelling it, huh, Morgan? Like, damn, this shit smell good. I know. That'd be my intent when I burn that, y'all, is to make sure that, you're like, oh, man. Ray said, like pie. No, yeah, that's the Palo Santo, right? But yeah, they got people up under a spell. Let's go into what else we're going to talk about here. Right? We're going to go into the Ayahiru, like we always do. Right? We're going to go into the Ayahiru, you guys. Right? Y'all follow that? They say more is science. Here go the science of Hiru. I bet you the more science don't know this shit. That's the nose, which denotes smell. That's the eye, which signifies see. This is the finger. It represents touch. This is the tongue, and this represents taste. This is the ear, and that represents hearing. Right? And this is the brow, and this represents thinking. One sense, two sense, three senses, four senses, five senses, and six senses. See that? We switch hats up on y'all. Shining like me, right? This is your sixth sense. It's thinking. It's connecting to the brow. This is the brow. That's the seat of your psychic center. It's the gateway into your higher senses, or what some of you will refer to as your spiritual senses, or some of you will refer to that as your spiritual gifts. You hear me? So, you know about your lower senses. These are your higher senses, which operate from the crown, right? Intuition, telepathy, psychometry, and what's the other one, you guys? Clairvoyance. This is what people receive when they get hit with my staff. They get hit with the Baruti staff. I take the staff. I'm too close. And I start at your brow chakra, your throat chakra, down into your heart chakra, your solar plex, your sacral, into your root, into your feet. You follow? You open up the channels of those spinning balls of energy, and your consciousness start to move through the vortex of your chakras, giving you access to your higher senses. These are your lower senses. They belong to your physical body. These senses belong to your spiritual body. You had a spiritual body before you had a physical body, right? And there's 1/3 of you, that's your mother. There's 1/3 of you, that's your father. They gave you your physical body. And then there's 1/3 of you that's not your mother or your father. That's you. right? We call that the spark of life, right? Also, AKA the soul, which at its lowest resonance turns into ether. Ether at its lowest resonance turns into spirit, right? And you incarnate into the body. Remember, we went over this in detail yesterday, you guys. I took it down to the quantum level for you guys so that you could grasp this particular concept, right? People move away from their intuition. You second guess yourself, which causes a third guess, which I refer to as you doubt yourself. Fourth, you become uncertain. These are stages of guessing that people go to. Fifth, now you're starting to fear. And once you get to fear, now them archons can feed on your fear. And a lot of y'all have been programmed and conditioned to fear. You're operating with fear. So you project fear off on the other people. You project doubt onto other people by attempting to tell them to believe, believe, believe. Anybody that do that, they want you to second guess yourself. They want you to doubt yourself. They don't want you to be certain. They want you to be uncertain. That's right, Lemon Line. False expectations appearing to be real. All right? When you need to just face that shit, face everything, and rise above it to your higher senses. You hear me? They don't want y'all to know this. Some people want you to know it, but they don't know it. So since they don't know it, like shit, I'm not gonna say nothing because I don't know that shit. Yeah, I see. I can feel y'all content creator. I know you're not pouring no libations or nothing like that. Just because you're on the other side of the wall don't mean that your people not in here dry snitching on you. They dry snitching. They dry snitching on you. They dry snitching on your ass. Taking all these people time up and taking them on a path to nowhere. That's what be going on a lot of times. Like I told you, I'm not coming on here to waste y'all time. I got over 40 students. I got an event that I'm planning for next week. I got a lot of stuff that I got to put together. I teach from the degree of Ray. It's called Raynology, right? And I'm going to work on those today. I'm going to upload inserts. If y'all go on my page, go on my TikTok page, I put up three videos from inserts from the book I wrote, The Paruti Paradigm. And I explain what Paruti is in detail across 3 videos, right? Y'all got all of that? I'm going to take it down. Give y'all a chance to get that. Let me get a 9 in the comments section if you guys got that. Let me get a 9. Not to Team Tech. Team Tech, y'all don't have to put a 9 in the comments section. I know y'all got the database already. All right, shouts out to Mimi. Mimi got it. Judy Creation got it. Okay, who else? That's it. All right. Coffee Cotton got it. Shouts out to Kofi. You was born on a Friday, Kofi? Huh? You from Ghana, brother? He said you was born on a Friday, though. All right? Enough of y'all got that. We take this down. That dude trying to cut everybody grass. I ain't mad at you, brother. Get your money on. All right? So we got to come out of doubt. We got to come out of uncertainty. The easiest way to do that is to look at things which you could readily identify with. We got to start taking a rational and a practical approach to the reality that we're interfacing in, right? We have to do that, you guys. Because when you make a real definitive connection, it empowers you. And like I tell my students, it ain't about what you could prove to me. It ain't about what you could prove to other people in the community. It's about what you could prove to yourself. Because that, what you're capable of proving to yourself, that's what you will be empowered by, right? And this is Raynology. Ray, the sun, the Latin word for sun is soul, right? The transliteration of soul, they always put a U on that. Follow that? It's talking about you. No. It's operating with a gnosis. Shouts out to the Gnostics, right? This deals with a form of innateness. A soul has an innate consciousness. Ology. Ology means the study of, right? Or the knowledge of. The knowledge of the innate soul. That's what Raynology means. The knowledge of the innate soul. The soul has an innateness. And when you first came out of the womb of your mother, as I said earlier, before we went all the way off on this Moorish trip and all of this shit, see, them niggas be having attachments on their ass. They not aligned. They don't have no spiritual order within themselves. That's why, that's why they always want to get on some physical knowledge, right? And Raynology is mental knowledge. That's 363 degrees of physical knowledge. 363 degrees of spiritual knowledge. And 363 degrees of mental knowledge. Which gives you 1,089 degrees of clarity. And we will have clarity in this great day and time that's called Noontide Ray. We will have clarity. We're not going to not have clarity. You make sure always get them two mixed up. Yeah, it's Afnaway. See that? Rahubat. Rahubat, Zamal. Ani Nazurin. Shinzu Fu. Say, why 363 degrees? Because you're transcending the laws of reflection. Yesterday, I had a being in here. Shouts out to that brother for asking that question. This is how you get through the laws of reflection. And I kept asking that being. I told him the highest number you could think of is 9. And he was like, oh, no, it ain't. It's 10. 10 is complete. And I said, well, if you're going to use 0, you're going to give place value to the 0. You're going to have to count it as a number. And when you count 0 as a number, right? Count with me. What's the brother name? Let me see. Count with me, Atum, right? What is it? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Where is 10? Somebody put in the comment section where the 10 is. Right? 10 becomes 11, does it not? 11 is a reflective number, right? So when you say 11 times 2, that equals 22. 11 times 3, that equals 33. 11 times 4, that equals 44. Correct? You follow me? Walk with me now. I'm about to show you how to get that, how you get 363 degrees of physical knowledge. Because see, Brother Rich, shouts out to that nigga and fuck that nigga. You're not going to tell y'all where he got that 363 from. Because it's only it's really only one person to know that. And you talking to him right now. You hear me? $11 times 11 give you what? 121. You live in the third dimension. It's 3 dimensions. Up and down, forward, backwards, and left and right. That's 3 dimensions. In the mirror, you got 3 dimensions. So to break through the mirror, you're going to need 3 times 2 equals 6 times 1 equals 363. You see that? And a lot of y'all keep seeing 11, 11. But when you look in the mirror, you can't see yourself. You see the physical representation of yourself. You can see the 1/3 of you that's your mother, and you can see the 1/3 that's your father. But you can't see the 1/3 that is you. Leave a 9 in the comment section if y'all understand what I'm saying so far. I don't want nobody to be lost on this. I don't want nobody to think that I'm some pseudo ass nigga. I don't want y'all to bunch me in with the rest of these goofies. I'm not them, and they are not him. You follow that? So once you got 363 degrees of physical knowledge, and you apply that to a third dimensional landscape, you should have 1,089 degrees of clarity. But you got to realize that you're not a physical being. You're a spiritual being. You follow? And only a spiritual being can obtain mental knowledge, not a physical being. A physical being think that they this body. Right? I'll say that one more time. A physical being think that they are this physical body. Said, are you speaking past, present, and future? Right? You're going to have to be a little bit clearer than that, because I never said past, present, or future. I never said that. Putting words in my mouth. Now, see, you got a physical you and a spiritual you, but you only got one mother and you got one father, but you got 2 aspects of you. I'm going to say that one more time. You got one mother and you got one father, but you got 2 aspects to you. Right? He said, man, just talking. Do you got a question? Let me look at this being, because I know it's a troll. They probably think somebody in them blocked him already that fast. Dream big. I am, we all overcome, we choose to be life is 10% of what happens, man. Okay, I hear all of that. Nigga, do you got a question? Dream big. Do you got a question? He said, is your teacher still on this plane? Yes. Yeah, let's get his ass out of here. His goofy. She said, mind me up. Yeah, let me put the real one on here. Shouts out to the real. Let me add, I'm about to add you, baby girl. She said, have me on here so I can block his ass. Yeah, but thank you. I put you up there, a real one. She's a real one, right? Trying to block y'all from getting this now. That's all that nigga trying to do. I'm telling y'all, they don't want a lot of people that come in here trolling is because they don't want you to surpass what it is that they know. And they don't know shit. They don't know nothing. They just think that they know. Right? And if you do too much thinking, you start to overthink. And when you start to overthink, you start to second guess yourself. You become doubtful. Then you become uncertain. And once you become uncertain, now you're in the resonance of fear. And now the archons, the parasitic beings, could start feeding off of your energy. Yes, ma'am. Yes, Morgan. You just answered your own question, beloved. That's exactly right. Right? Y'all got all of that? I'm going to erase the board and I'm going to make it even more clearer to you. Let me get a 9 in the comment section if you guys got that. Shouts out to Ray. Ray got it. Yahweh Natalie. She got it. Who else got it? No, it's all good, Morgan. You know you're good, baby girl. You're going to be quantum leaps ahead of people, Morgan. You already are. All right. Everybody got that. All right. Screenshot. I'm going to take it down now. This is Raynology. This is mental knowledge. I've been teaching this over 13 years. I didn't just start this. Right? Check my timestamps on YouTube. I'm like, damn, that nigga look young as hell. I ain't had no hair. I ain't had no gray on my beard. Was losing my hair and shit. But we will have clarity in this great day and time. These are the laws of reflection, man. They don't want y'all to know this. And see, a lot of them don't even know this. That's the whole thing. Okay? And a lot of y'all be mistaking my confidence for arrogance. I am not arrogant. I am confident. I am confident. It's a difference. Just because your insecure ass might think I'm arrogant, that don't mean that I'm arrogant because you insecure. Right? Because I can hear that shit. I hear you punk ass niggas. Oh, this arrogant ass nigga. Nigga, I'm confident, motherfucker. You know how wrong I used to be? My first 7 years, brothers used to correct me left and right. No, Malouk, you got that wrong. That's wrong. Do it like this. Say it like that. Oh, you still ain't, that's incomplete. Do it this way. My newer being know what I'm talking about. You get groomed to teach. I've been groomed to teach. You hear me? So most niggas stay 360 degrees. Right? They say that's how many degrees is in a circle. That's a two-dimensional shape. Shouts out to my Masons. Here go the Masons. These are two-dimensional shapes. They both have 360 degrees. But it's a two-dimensional shape. And I'll ask someone, how many degrees are in a circle? They'll say 360 degrees. Then I'll turn around and say, okay, how many degrees are in a sphere? Right? This is a circle. This is a square. This is a sphere. It's two different things between a circle and a sphere. A sphere got 361 degrees. This is a cube, also called a hexahedron. it has 361 degrees. So everybody that be talking about 360 degrees, they off 1 degree. I'm going to say that again. Everybody that say they got 360 degrees of knowledge, all they ass is off 1. Because 3 plus 6 plus 0 equals 9. You see that? Let me get a 9 in the comments section if you guys can follow me so far. Three plus 6 plus 1 equal 10. You see that? That's how you get to something complete. But remember, 10 is 11. That's a reflection. You be hearing niggas saying, peace reflection, peace reflection, peace reflection. But they don't got 361 degrees of knowledge. There's a movie that came out years ago. I don't remember the exact year. We talked about this in the community. And the movie is called Spear. And in this movie, they had a being by the name of Samuel Jackson. Sharon Stone. I forgot the other being. We'll go check that movie Spear out. And when they got close to the spear, they found it in the bottom of the ocean. And when they got close to the spear, it started to reflect. You follow? Not the circle. It's called the spear. And when you cross over the reflection, which you can't see you in that reflection. You can see the physical you, but you can't see the spiritual you. You can only see the spiritual you when you use your spiritual eye. You follow? Go watch that movie now. We talked about this movie in detail. So when you say 361, that's the entryway into the laws of reflection. So this point right here is the extra degree that's missing from a circle because it's 2-dimensional. This is 3-dimensional. These are 3-dimensional shapes. So when people be talking about the earth is flat, this is what they talking about. They're talking about a flat circle. How's the planet going to be a 2-dimensional shape, but you live in a 3rd-dimensional reality? That's a false awareness. And again, I'm to debunk you flat earthers, because I love debunking y'all. In order for something to be flat, it first had to be inflated. You had to inflate it first before it becomes flat. And this is a spear, is it not? Now, if I took a screenshot of this, it'll appear to be a circle. Even though those that are familiar with a basketball, they know that this is not a circle. This is a spear. You follow? And it's flat. Look at that. It's flat. But does it still look like a spear? It does. So when people telling you that the earth is flat, they're attempting to put you under a spell. I'm going to say that one more time. When a person is telling you that the earth is flat, they're attempting to put you under a spell. Just like when somebody tell you that you're black. This shirt is black. I'm the color of peanut butter. I was like, man, I'm not black. You are black. No, I'm not. You are. See, you trying to convince me to lie to myself and say that I'm black when I know that this shirt is black. My skin is not black. That's a spell. Same thing for my pink people. If somebody try to call you a white man, or if Someone attempts to get you to identify as white, this board is white. You're not white. That's a spell. Anytime someone attempts to convince you of something that's not quite apparent within the range of reasoning, they're attempting to put you under a spell. Like today is Friday, according to the Gregorian calendar. You get paid on Friday at most jobs. Shouts out to Maha Sri Lakshmi, because it's the Maha Sri Lakshmi Day, right? It's Friday. It's time to get paid. Just got paid Friday night. Party hunting. Get it right. Just got paid Friday night. Party. There you go, TikTok. I got some dance for your ass. Right? But what if I say, no, it ain't today, not Friday, today, Tuesday? You're going to be like, nigga, it's not Tuesday, today, Friday. How come y'all don't do that with everything else that they attempt to do? That they attempt to advocate to you to believe? Hey, just believe it. No, I don't want to believe that shit. You hear me? So these are spells. If you think in a two-dimensional aspect, someone can easily trap you in 3 dimensions. And you won't make it to the 4th dimension, which we're going to go into detail of that at the AAA workshop. I'm going into the 4th dimension. And what I show y'all about the Tesseract, nobody never showed y'all this shit before. They weren't given those keys. They wasn't get. I was trusted with that. But when you get to the 363 degree, you're dealing with the protons, the neutrons, and the electrons in a sphere. They're comprised in the nucleus. You follow that? Now, Shasta, thank you, real one. Real one is a real one. She a real one for real, though. Protons, neutrons, and electrons. When you got a hydrogen atom has 361 degrees. Listen. When you strip the electrons out of a hydrogen atom, which is the smallest unit of energy and the building blocks of the physical universe, now you don't have an electron no more. I mean, now you don't got an atom no more. That turns into plasma. Right? And there were 3 forms of plasma. You got solar plasma, you got cosmic plasma, and then you got blood plasma. All right? Solar plasma gives off ions, right? Negative ions. Cosmic plasma is composed of what they refer to as dark matter, because it doesn't register. They just say, hey, we just call that dark matter because it don't have no electron on it. Right? So it turned into an ion. That's pretty much just a proton or a neutron. So when you strip the proton from an ion, it turns into dark matter. That's another form of plasma. Then you got the plasma that's in your blood. And the plasma that's in your blood is coming from the solar plasma that's being ejected from the sun and your planet. A lot of people say that's the firmament. No, that's called a magnetic field. That's not a firmament. It's the magnetic field of your planet that acts as it creates a barrier or a buffer to filter the radiation from the solar mass ejection. And it takes 8 minutes and 20 seconds, listen, for the light from the sun to touch the retina in your eye. And when the light from the sun touch the retina in your eye, it takes 8 minutes and 20 seconds for that to happen. So everything that you're seeing during the day, you're actually seeing it, listen, on an 8 minute and 20 second delay. Exactly, beloved. It's called the electromagnetic field. Thank you. Thank you for putting that in there. Because that's exactly what it is. Right? But people, that's the firmament. You know, we live in a bubble. We live in a dome. That's what a lot of people say. Uh-oh, there go one. Can one pass through the magnetic field? Yeah. Let me ask you this, Lushan. Lushan, do you got, I'm almost sure you got a smartphone. Have you ever used your GPS? Have you ever used the GPS navigation? In order for you to use GPS navigation, it's connecting to a satellite. Those satellites are outside the electromagnetic field. Them satellites that Elon Musk is putting up in the sky, they're going past the electromagnetic field. They always sending rockets up there past the Russians is doing it, the Chinese, they all got satellites up there. They got satellite traffic outside your electromagnetic field. Right now, that's going on right now. Right? I astral travel every PM when I go to sleep or my body goes to sleep. I'll always zoom out from my bedroom to the roof of my house all the way through the sky, and I can see the whole fucking globe. Every night I do that. Every night I haven't seen nothing different. Y'all better wake up, man. But this is Raynology, you guys. We got any other questions out there? Any other questions? You're welcome, beloved. But most people think in 2 dimensions. They're not thinking in 3 dimensions. You said, why do they want us to donate our plasma? Yeah, because the same reason they want you to donate your placenta for the ladies. Because they're hemophiliacs, right? Hemophiliacs. They lack hemoglobin, which is a protein that's found inside red blood cells. And they have a bunch of iron in it. That's why I be telling y'all to get the moringa. Moringa available on my website too. I'm selling moringa too. You know what I mean? They need your blood. They're hemophiliacs. Right? Said a coin has 3 sides. Is this correct? Yeah, if you want to include that slither on the but it's still a 2-dimensional shape, brother. You must be one of them flat earth theories. Because guess what? 3 dimensions don't have no sides. Only when you turn it into a cube. Then it got 6 sides. So when you want to include that outer layer, you could call that the 3rd side. But that won't make sense until you turn it into a cube. But I was talking about that yesterday. They want your plasma and they want the placenta. They want the placenta from our women. And shouts out to the sisters out there that's been raising awareness of the placenta. They've been putting it out there so much that the doctors they scared. And they ask you to sign a waiver and say, hey, can we keep your placenta? It's for stem cell research. That shit ain't for the stem cell research. They're doing that because many of the Caucasians that are hemophiliacs, right? Shouts out to Miramar. That's what I'm talking about. You buried it in the backyard and everything. I know you did. They're not being born. Their children are not, they're not born with umbilical cords. The little boy from South Carolina that shot up those 9 people in the church, he wasn't born with an umbilical cord. He is a beast man. He is a beast. He is mankind. A kind of man. Not actually a man. He's 3/5 of a man. But they tried to flip it on you and say that you 3/5 of a man. So since you 3/5 of a man, listen, they can unalive you and not be charged with murder because you're not completely a man. So if you're calling yourself black, listen, according to Sanford versus Dred Scott, 1857, if you're calling yourself black, you're being acknowledged as 3/5 of a man. They could do anything to you and get away with it because you're not considered a human being. But in all actuality, that's them because they wasn't born with a placenta. Their mother didn't have a placenta. When they came out their mother's womb, they didn't have to cut an umbilical cord. You hear me? That come from bestiality, from mating with animals. That's why they're susceptible to fleas, ticks, and lice. See, they missed that part. Now I'm about to. That's in Ezekiel in their own book. They're gonna try to get rid of it now. This is why they're trying to put everything online and get rid of books. Shouts out to the book of Ezekiel. Ezekiel 16:4. Go look it up. They're not born with an umbilical cord. They don't want you to know this shit. Shouts out to Jude Pulcrum. Shouts out to Queen Afua. Shouts out to Dr. Frances Cress Wilson. May the ancestors be with her. They all advocated this information to you sisters, and they've been putting it out there. They try to shadow ban it. You hear me? They're not born with placentas. They women don't have placentas. That's why they... Yeah, see, they born with a tail. A lot of them got that tail because of bestiality and mixing in with the animals. Yes, right now. That's how they could just go ahead and unalive one of us and don't feel no way about it. No compassion. No, they have a navel, but they don't have no umbilical cord. Again, there's no umbilical cord connected to them. Just like for the people, how many people I got in? Let me get a dog. Let me get the dog emoji. Let me get the dog emoji in the comments section if you have a kennel, if you raise pups, if you breed dogs, any dog breeders in the building. Shouts out to Rob. Rob, when you breeding your dogs, do you have to cut an umbilical cord off that canine? No, you don't. And what do they always advocate? This kind of man. What does this kind of man advocate? What does he call the dog? He say that is his best friend. Does he not? They say the dog is his best friend. And you see them running in the park right next to their dog. They breathe in their mouth and out their nose. You breathe in your nose and out your mouth. When they get to the end of their run, they be like, good job, Lassie. Give me a kiss. The dog lick them all in the mouth. Tell me I'm lying. They eat their meat rare. I want my steak to be bloody. Hey, this isn't bloody enough. Take this back. It's overcooked. You done burnt it. Like, that's not burnt. It is. It's burnt. Take it back. Send me another one. I need to see more blood. I need to see it oozing. I like to taste the blood. Hemophiliac. Yeah, they call it rare. Yeah, I want it rare. Tell me I'm lying. Tell the truth, it shames the devil. But what y'all want to do? Oh, I got to have a job like the white man got a job. You know what I'm saying? He said the pigs are. It's a whole bunch of animals is hybrid. The human being is a hybrid. You can the hominid is composed of over 64 different animals and insects. Right? We'll talk about that in the after party, Morgan. But yeah, you made up a whole bunch of animals. They're more susceptible to ticks, lice, fleas. It's easy for that come from that genome. The dog will lick itself on the ass and on the nuts and turn around and they'll lick that dog right in the fucking mouth. Tell me I'm lying. I done seen it happen. Tell me I'm lying. But what you want to do? Oh, I want to eat like them. You want to eat pork? You want to eat their bacon? But you shouldn't be eating that food. But you want to do everything you see them doing. Why? Let them do them. And you should be doing you. But the issue is, you don't know who you are. They tell you who you are. Yeah, said they smell funny. When it rain outside, you can smell it. It's like a wet dog. Smell like hot dogs. Ain't that a little hood rat thing they be doing? They weed be too heavy. That's right. Thank you, Queen Warrior. I picked up on that. Sulfur. That's what that is coming out their pores. That's because the hemoglobin ain't holding together. They don't got enough melanin sites in their body. And that ain't all of them, but it's most of them. Come on now. They don't want y'all to know this shit. This is why I'm trying to tell y'all, stop listening to these motherfuckers. I don't have no sympathy for nobody to get victimized with them that's attempting to align themselves with them. So that stuff that happened to the little so-called black boy from Mississippi that went out with his 4 white friends and they came back home and this nigga didn't come back with them? I blame his parents. You in fucking Mississippi, where they made the movie Mississippi Burning, and you got the litigated gall to send your so-called black son out with 4 little beast boys? You sent them out with Teen Wolf, right? You sent your child out with Twilight? Are you out your mind? You sent your child out with the werewolves. What you thought was gonna happen? Why would you do that? Yeah, leave your baby with the white babysitter. Stop doing all that dumb shit. Y'all stupid. I don't have no sympathy for you. Because again, listen, and I got it pinned to the top of my page. Every time somebody is sent to you, you reject them. This been happening since Marcus Garvey. Oh, I don't want to go back to Africa. Yeah, we know about Africa and all that shit. We know that now. But back then, you should have been wanting to take your so-called black ass to Africa. You should have jumped on one of them boats and went to Liberia, Senegal, or Ghana and got the fuck out of here, because they was hanging niggas and burning niggas. Because they seen you as 3/5 of a human being. You hear me? So there was no recourse for unaliving you then. We had to petition to stop them from murdering us. The first aerial attack in history happened in Tulsa, Oklahoma, where they were shooting barrels of oil onto populations of so-called black people. And there has been no recourse for that. There has been no atonement for that. There has been no convictions of that. But you want me to celebrate Christmas? You want me to take my child, listen, and sit him on the lap of some stranger Do you hear me? I would never sit my child on a stranger's lap. What type of shit is that? If you ain't my child, I wouldn't even want you to be sitting on my goddamn lap. Like, nigga, you ain't sitting on my lap. When I was young and I used to date women that had children, their child would try to jump up in my lap. I'd be like, yo, what the fuck you doing? Don't get off my lap. You can't sit on my lap. Oh, go ahead. Let him sit up there. You know, the mama trying to make the child warm up to you. So you try to convince you to be stepdaddy and shit. No, fuck that shit. So something is wrong with them people that do become Santa Claus for Christmas. And we went over Christmas yesterday, right? I think I covered that enough. But something is psychologically wrong with a man that doesn't see a problem with some child that is not their own sitting on their lap. They get stimulated by that shit. I keep telling y'all to boycott fucking Christmas. How could you let some... No, real man, let me get a 9 in the comments section from all the men. Who feel uncomfortable with a stranger's child on their lap? Put a 9 in the comments section if that makes you feel uncomfortable. If you're a man, if you're a man, for the men, put a 9 in the comments section if it makes you uncomfortable to have some stranger's child on your lap. That's crazy. That's crazy work. That's diabolical. And the child know it too. You know the child be crying, oh, what's wrong, Sarah? I don't want it. I'm scared of him. It's Santa Claus. You putting your child under a spell. You know it ain't no damn Santa Claus, but you gonna lie to the child anyway and say that it is one. Why you lying? You conditioning your child to accept lies. I done seen it at the mall. Yeah, even Bernie Mac, the dude was like, hey, go ahead, sit on his lap. He was like, what you mean sit on my lap? No, don't stand on my lap, little nigga. Stand right there. You know, hell no. Shouts out to Queen Warrior. She said she remembered crying. She didn't want to get on that nigga lap. Like, no. She felt the pedo in that motherfucker. You hear me? This is stuff that needs to be addressed, y'all, that's not being addressed. Yeah, we could go off into the stars and quasars. We could go all the way back to Pangea and go back to the Anunnaki and Iduma and deal with the star constellations and all that goofy shit. But ain't none of that shit gonna have nothing to do relevantly with your tomorrow. I like to keep shit in the now, because that's where the devil is doing all of his his devilishment. That's where all the wickedness is happening right now. While you up there playing Final Fantasy in your consciousness about the past and what may have happened and may not have happened, and you looking at all of these damn books and you ain't looking at fucking right now. And now you sending out an Amber Alert that your damn child fucking missing. Because you got your head all up in the fucking sky instead of looking at your feet on the damn ground. That's what the fuck is going on. Tell me I'm lying. I see it even with the little white kids. I don't want to get on this lap. I don't want to get on this lap. You're going to get on this lap. This is Santa Claus. Hurry up. Snap the picture. The child be crying. Freaky asshole, man. Tell me I'm lying. Tell the truth and shame the devil. What do you say? Does killing if you had to prevent you from entering the afterlife? You might want to write that another way, Big Sour Joe. You might got some. He says, I can't see it. Okay, he ain't put it again. Yeah, write that again, Big Sour Joe. This killing if you had to prevent you from entering the afterlife. Ask that another way. Does killing of someone, if you have to, prevent you from entering the afterlife? No, no. If you had to kill someone or unalive someone because you were defending yourself or they were committing an egregious act against someone, no, everybody go to the afterlife where you get karmic strikes against you is when you unalive someone and you haven't done something of equal or greater value to compensate for the removal of that being's life. Like an abortion. I know that's a sensitive topic with some of you guys, but you don't have the ashe to remove life from this dimension. Especially if all you're doing is going to work for the beast man. Farting and eating Cheetos after you get off of work. You're not making a difference on this planet. If all you're doing is going to get your nails done and getting bent over by several niggas, that don't get no ashe. Because, listen, that child could have produced a child or a great-grandchild that was going to incarnate here and make a difference, right? Then they'll say, well, what if you didn't know and your parents got dead? They got to be held accountable for that shit. They got a karmic strike. And what happens is they're not going to get access to that bloodline no more. because it ain't like they doing something to impact the world in a positive way. And you might have cut off the bloodline or a branch of a child that may have came here and came up with a form of technology that allowed people to travel interdimensionally. And all you did was went and put in 40 hours of work. That don't equate. Listen. Now, if you came up with the technology to eradicate the CO2 emission in the atmosphere and turn that into a sustainable, perpetual form of energy, then it equals out. But if you're not doing nothing to impact everybody across the globe, you shouldn't be doing that type of stuff. And that goes beyond abortion. That goes with unaliving somebody too. So somebody a blam, like let's say the policeman. He a blam a nigga. Oh, I thought he had a gun. It was a cell phone. That police will unalive somebody, right? Go home, have a bowl of cereal, take a shower, go out to the streets, go find him a little streetwalker, smoke on him some meth or some crack, and then go back to work after 2 weeks. Like it never happened. But that young man that you just unalived for reaching for his cell phone, he could have had a child that would have had a child that would have came up with a cure for cancer. And you just unalived them. And you ain't doing shit else better but looking for somebody else to unalive. You hear me? You won't know that if you don't have spiritual awareness. If you don't have spiritual discernment. If you don't have spiritual knowledge and you can't exhibit a degree of spiritual IQ to make spirit, to allow your spiritual discernment to allow you to make the right decision. Because more than doers, we are deciders. You hear me? And it's a high probability that a lot of people are not aware of this, especially in the Western world. We're behind spiritually. We lack in moral character. And somebody got to put you up on it. And I just be the nigga to do it. You said you are going deep. Yeah, we could go even deeper. I can't even get as deep as I want to on here. They're going to suspend the live. And we're going to have to get off of here pretty soon because they want to suspend the live before I end it. Because they know I'm going to upload everything that this whole live, I'll re-upload it. Y'all need to follow me on YouTube. Right? Follow me on YouTube and come join the 1089 tech community. But I ain't going to twist your arm off. Shouts out to Ricky Rodriguez. Shouts out to Morgan. Shouts out to Keith Taylor. Shouts out to Dia Oz. Shouts out to who else in here in the tent? Shouts out to Mother Edinburgh, right? Mother Margaret. Shouts out to Dejon Smith. Shouts out to Spazzo. It's so many of them, I can't even name them all. Shouts out to Zay, one of the new members. Annette. Shouts out to Moorish Man Living. Right? Shouts out to Rod B from Tennessee. Shouts out to everybody that's in the community because it's like, shit, I could really go in. See, I can't even go in like I want to on here. I got to deal with the trolls. I got to deal with the half-wit niggas. I got to deal with those that think they got wisdom, the wise and the dumb. Right? I got to deal with the zealots. But when I'm on my own platform, it ain't none of that. You just mic up, and ask your questions. Shouts out to Tasha. Right? They know what time it is. But y'all need to come join us in the after party on the 1089 tech space. Oh yeah, I do ignore them. But you missing my point. I got my own platform. I don't have to be on here. I got over 200 members in that community. Right? And we can really go in. How long was we in the after party yesterday, you guys? About 4 hours? After I gave y'all 4 hours on TikTok, I gave 4 hours to my community as well. Yeah, but see, what you not realize, man, I give y'all a full seminar every time I come on TikTok. Do I not? You get a full seminar. Ain't nobody else giving it to y'all like this. I know they not. There's very few people that's giving it up at this rate, let alone on the TikTok. I know that. All you got to do is purchase a piece of Orgon off the website, 1089techvision.com. That's all you got to do. But see, I ain't got to worry about the live ending. I ain't got to worry about community guidelines and restrictions. They ain't do it today, but yesterday they restricted the hell out of my live. Like nobody else could see your live. We not letting it show up in the FYP. They don't want y'all to get this knowledge. They don't want you to be on an intuitive frequency. They want to keep y'all in 2 dimensions and put y'all in a box. Say, what's your opinion on Dr. Malakaza Duck York L? You spelled that wrong. Hey, come on, you see I got the land up there behind me. I don't know, you probably don't know what that is. But man, come on, that's my Supreme Grandmaster teacher. I have an infinity for him. Right? That's who brought me up. I never slandered the master, Supreme Grandmaster teacher, ever. I'll keep his name in good standards. I don't give a fuck what nobody say about him. Period. Because I was there. I didn't live on the land, but I put too much sweat equity in the land and seeing him in real time to listen to any allegations. They could kiss my ass. And anybody that got something to say, I see you in real time, I'll fuck your life up. Exactly. And see, I tell y'all about the setup. I can't talk about it on here. But they already sent a few Masons and Shriners into the room. Right? They already did that. So what I really want to say, I can't even say it on here, but I will talk about it in the after party, which I do a lot of stuff in the after party or in our community room. You hear me? And I was a neophyte during those times. I consistently stayed getting checked and corrected by those that were more erudite than I was 30 years ago. But after the first couple of years, it was like, damn, nigga, you ready to start teaching. We're going to make you a teacher. Right? And I knew I wasn't ready to teach because I didn't have enough life experience. Shouts out to my elder, Noble Anthony Evans, Bundy. Right? He told me, he said, man, you got that knowledge down pat. Now all you got to do is raise your family. And by the time you're 40, then you start teaching. Because you already got the right knowledge, but now you're going to have life experience. And when you integrate the two, then you'll be ready to start teaching. And here I am. Yeah, I can't answer them type of questions on here. That type of shit get the live suspended, Morgan. Say that for the after party, beloved. Some Masons didn't like the different levels implemented past the 33rd degree. Yeah, exactly. I know. But that's what I always got to say. I'm not a Mason or I'm not a Shriner. So I'm not telling nobody secrets. I come from a lodge that predate them by 10,500 years. I always got to let their ass know that. And they be like, damn, how the hell this nigga know this? Yeah. They was warned about this day. They knew this day was coming. And every pastor, you can't even be a pastor or a minister until you become a mason. A first, a second, a third degree mason. Then they'll let you head to church. I can hear your voice right now, Morgan. That's my baby girl right there. That's my baby girl. You all right with me? All right. Any more questions? I'll take one more question. Please don't ask me no question that's going to get me blocked, Morgan. Please don't. But I'll take one more question. We're going to let the phone charge up. I'm going to let the mics charge up. And I got a couple of customers. I done reached out to some of you guys. Y'all got to answer the phone. I'll be telling y'all, I'm going to call your ass. I'm not lying. I'm going to call you. I will call. People be shocked. Like, damn, this nigga called me. Like, what you thought I wasn't going to call you? I called you. I said I'm going to call you. But yeah, I got a couple of calls to return. And every time somebody purchased something, I want to talk to you. This is why women, what you say, this is why women can't be made pastors in the church. They got the Eastern Stars as well. You know, that's the female version. Don't get it twisted. Yeah, Ezekiel 16:4 though, you guys. Check it out. And see what I'm talking about with that umbilical cord. Said, do you ship internationally? Yes, I do, but you might have to meet me, man. You're going to have to meet me halfway, or you're going to have to cover that shipping cost due to the conflicts that's going on across the world. One of our community members that stays in the Netherlands, I sent him something. It took 90 days. The first time I sent it to him, he didn't even get it. The second time, it took about 90 days for him to receive the package. But if you're willing to pay that shipping cost, I'm going to have to charge you for that shipping, my man. That shit, what did he get? He got a pop socket and some Ancestral. Oh, to the Caribbean? No, that'd be good. See, that's on this side. Now, I just sent something to the Bermuda. I just sent something to Trinidad. I just sent something to Guyana before. It ain't going to have that same issue. Yeah, 90 days. It took 90 days to get to the Netherlands. To DHL or FedEx. Shit, FedEx charged the shit out of my ass. And DHL too. I'm like, damn. Yeah, but I ship right from my crib. Right from the house. All right? So that's it, you guys. We're going to get on off of here so that we can preserve this live. Look for TikTok to upload some of the highlights. Make sure that y'all click the notification bell. We'll be back on here tomorrow. Same time, same station. In this great day and time called Noontide Raid, may the ancestors be with you. Badu.